what's going on, War Gamers? Happy Memorial Day weekend. It's Glenn from Mosaic Micro Armor. It's been a minute, and life intervenes. I happen to work for a farmer, so we get busy at work, and family things to do and stuff. So I don't always get to dedicate all the time to research and getting everything sorted. But I think we just about got her nailed. Just published the Italian set on 2 of the forums yesterday, and I think everything that needs to be put out in this iteration is complete. So unfortunately, I don't have the computer power to really condense this whole thing into one large file. My computer just won't do it. I kind of low tech. I'm recording on a cell phone camera. I don't have any good stuff going on here. So a cheap laptop. So one of them will be, of course, bam, there's the core countries packet that was completed a couple months ago. The second packet will be the subsidiary countries, Canada, France, Italy, Poland, Romania, Japan, Hungary, I forgot another one. And then the third piece will be a supplementary set of tape. Like we pulled all the good quick reference tables from out the entire rule set and put them in one concise pamphlet, which especially when you're playing games, rather than have to sit there and flip through the whole damn rule book, every table you need just right there at your fingertips, which will also include toward the back some appendix, a few house rules and other tables and things we found useful, things we've made. You can use it or lose it. It's stuff we got. If you want to grab it and make it part of your own wargaming experience, great. If you want to take it, change it to your taste, even better. And then you can ignore it altogether. It's there for you if you want it. So one of the big things, the original high velocity armor penetrating table in tank charts, which is that big, the bottom 1/3 of a page, is now a freaking entire page long. Simply because of the new weapons that were found and researched since, of course, 1984, 1987. The internet is now our friend, and we can contact actual experts relatively easily, and we can poke through archives online. So the research has gotten a lot easier than it was back when I was a year old. So where you had to literally go drive to a library and flip through the books, or go to a tank museum and measure the tanks. So technology has made the research a little bit easier, both in finding the data and consulting with other experts in the field. So we were able to pull together a much larger amount of material that is now being poured into this. So for that case, that table is now tripled in size. It also includes high explosive anti-tank heat rounds, because they were used in World War II. The Italians were very notable. They believe, I'm going to try to pronounce it correctly, I believe effetto pronto, something like that. The loose translation to English, rapid effect. It was almost like an early version of the British Hesh round. They were quite effective. They used them to relatively good effect in combat. The Italians are notably, buffed in this book versus, the original 80s copy, as were the French. Now, the Italians, you look at the equipment they have, on paper, goodness, they had actually had some pretty good. They had some good kit. Uh, Whether or not it was used to its full potential, well, history has thus far shown us that Italy got its ass kicked. I believe, to quote David Fletcher, it's not the tank, it's the man. It's the man inside the tank that matters. But for the essence of wargaming and doing all those wonderful what if things, there's all this new material that's now here, and the Italians actually are now a country that is actually in play, as were the French to a degree. Now, obviously, early war they got their ass kicked in World War II. They had good tanks, and there's the argument back and forth, the Char and the Samoa and all that. Well, they were. I mean, on paper they're great. The problem was they got them so late they didn't have the ability to train on them. I mean, every tank back in the day was horrible as far as mechanical reliability. I mean, it's new technology. You got to work the bugs out, but they didn't have nearly the time to prepare and train and sort out how to use this equipment properly versus the German army. I mean, they'd already done Poland and this and that. They've had years to sit on these vehicles. So yeah, of course, France got their freaking asses kicked, even though they technically had more tanks and better tanks on paper. The battlefield will sort out any flaws in equipment and your plan. But this is wargaming. We can create any scenario, and we can ignore certain laws of physics if we choose to. That's the whole point, right? Have fun. So, that being said, this within the month, all these publications will be put out on the various forums for you to enjoy, and send myself and Eric feedback if you find other data, to the contrary of what we have, or if you have questions. I mean, we can't, we're not sitting in front of our computers at all times. We got things to do, but we're pretty good about getting back to people. If you want to back and forth, hey, you want to discuss on, why was this, this set of numbers for this armor or this set of numbers for this gun, we love to sit there and discuss and debate, and we're flexible and open-minded. Hey, if you got better data on something, by all means, we can go, and in the next go around we can fix it. Or just take that one, say that one tank, say that maybe that Sherman had, it was off by 10 millimeters, and that's not much, but it's enough to, we need to fix that, right? So we'll take that one card and we'll fix it, and we can publish that. Hey, this is a fixed card. We'll put it out. The wonders of the internet is we can just throw things out digitally, and then you can print it out in a hard copy, or just enjoy it electronically on your mobile device. To each their own. So, in any case, that's what's coming down here pretty soon. So, as always, have fun. Happy wargaming.